Thanks for stopping by the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the real of reality TV.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind, when we rewind, feels so nice.
Maurice and Martell have a lot of nerve.
You and Marcel decided y'all wanted to let it all out.
Yeah.
I'm not saying nothing about it.
Oh, we've never met together. He asked me, hey man, did Mel try to suck your
I only know nasty bitches that
Wait,
so
I did.
shut up.
Is it all out?
For me, in terms of, to me, I mean, it's out, yeah.
No, I mean, I personally think that you and Marcel have had issues ever since Scope broke up.
I don't know why, though. Why? Because I haven't said nothing about it.
No, I know that. I'm saying that a lot of people haven't seen y'all relationship before that. I don't think you guys ever bounced back after Scope.
Really?
You guys have like this cycle of destruction, right? Y'all real cool. Then there's something that comes, blows up the relationship. You guys kind of put it back together, but it's not the same. And then it blows up again. Then it's kind of put back together and it's still not the same. And it blows up again.
I don't even know what the issues are.
Marcel actually has a company named Scope. Every time you see a building with Scope, Scott Holt, together, you got to feel away. Anything that's something that you dream about doesn't end the way that you would like or the way that you dreamed it would, then I think that there's something that's in there as far as a feeling about it. Like, if you don't, it's almost like saying you're not human. So sometimes when Martell tells me, oh, no, this is exactly what I wanted, no, it's not. Because I remember the conversations that you guys were having about building skyscrapers, too.
Skyscrapers in Huntsville, Alabama? Okay. But I'm just saying, Maurice is just such a freaking attorney. All of this beating around the mulberry bush, all of these soliloquy statements that he's saying, just come out and say, Martell, I think you're jealous. I think you're mad that you fumbled a bag, you need a bag, and you're jealous. And I wouldn't say that Maurice would be wrong about that, but for him to say what he's saying, it's like, do you realize who you're talking to right now? You're talking to Martell. And don't act like you're coming over there out of concern, because let's be clear. Martell, I don't think he was lying about Marceau, but I believe, he got some stuff on Maurice too. So Maurice is trying to placate to calm the beast. Like my mom had this old saying, when your hand is in the lion's mouth, you want to ease it out. Because if you jerk, that lion might bite and that freaking hand is done. Maurice, we heard what the chick said, right? She said she had both of them going to town on her at the same time. Disgusting. And I believe Martell was the third. I just believe she was trying to be nice to Ariane because she didn't want to hurt Ariane's feelings. But Maurice knows exactly what he was doing. He didn't come over there to check on Martell out of concern.
I have no issues with Marcel.
Hey, Martell, it's okay to say that you did.
Bro, you should know me by now.
No, I do. That's part of the reason why.
And I was saying.
It was just one question. That's what started it all. Who hurt you the most in this group? You said Marcel.
When he say something to me, I'm going back in him from here on out. That's all I'm saying.
You do. That's what you do. Period.
Of course.
Listen, when you're angry, you'll bring out anything. When you're angry, it's not like there's a limit when you're angry. Once you feel
it's a limit.
No, once you're hurt, you want to hurt.
A lot of the arguing that Marcel and I had that day, that was never my intention to even say anything like that ever. Mm-hmm. Period.
It's never his intention, but because of the type of person that he is, yeah, that's all he does is try to retaliate, hurt for hurt. And Maurice isn't lying about that. But that is such a flaw, to be a supposed adult. He's not a man, but he's an adult because of his age. Those are things that children like admit to doing and actually do. You're supposed to get to a point where you are, I'm not talking about just like little silly petty things, but like you really want to hurt somebody because you're hurt, not because they hurt you, but because you're hurt.
Mm-hmm. It's just the fact that I just see this person not caring like I think that he should at this moment, the way things that he's saying to me. So it's like, yeah, so like now I'm having that like a kid. So I'm going to give it back to you.
Wow. And see, this is my first time listening to this clip. I'm reacting to it as I listen to it. And so what I said about him acting like a child, I didn't even hear that before I said that. I mean, not that I needed confirmation from him or anybody else for that matter, but I just said that. And then as I continue on, that's pretty much what he admitted to doing. But listen, how crazy is it that he wanted Marcel to consider, even though initially Marcel did kind of consider his feelings, because when he was arrested, he posted something on social media talking about free Martell or free tail or something like that, trying to be funny. But Marcel did consider his feelings, and he didn't deserve his feelings to be considered. But after, I guess, more of the details came out and Marcel was asked about it and he shared how he felt about it, he got upset with him for that. Like, are you kidding me?
It's rare that I have enemies. It's rare that I fall out with people. If I fall out with somebody, it's because of the other person. It's always been like that.
And hence the problem is always the other person. He never takes responsibility or accountability. It's always the other person.
So you're infallible.
What does that mean?
In a relationship, you're saying it's always...
Man, Maurice, you know damn well that Martell does not know what infallible means.
the other person. Never you.
Damn, man, I know you're an attorney, but dude, when I say make a statement, that mean mostly, okay?
Okay, there we go.
Mostly.
I'm just, hey, listen, man, I know another person that's damn near a deity.
Yeah.
At Trisha's party, and Mel comes and sits down, and, you know, I'm so disappointed in you.
Did you catch that? And what he said just now is that this other person is damn well like a deity. He's pretty much insinuating that Mel is worshipped and she's like a godlike figure. Now listen, and let me preface this by saying what I'm saying. Yeah, she does have some stands and some, you know, people that claim to be what her fan base is called millimeters, that might be definitely going a bit over the edge. Some stands, you know, you call them. But that's not her fault. What he said just now was extremely insulting, and it is because he's pissed and, you know, trying to say, you know, calling her a deity and she's like a godlike figure. That's insulting. It's not true, because she is nobody's god. Nobody's god. But they don't like the fact that this woman has grown so much where she has all of these people that really admire her. So that is his way of clapping back by calling her a deity. I don't know if you caught that, but I did.
Right, and she descended upon me and commenced me to damnation. Oh my God, I'm so disappointed. My grandmother was. I'm like, hold on. What you're not about to do is go and tell this whole story in this narrative.
Yeah.
And what you're not about to do is do to me what you've done to Martell and what you've done to everybody else. You're not about to project all things that's wrong. Like, to her, you're Satan in the flesh.
Yeah, Martell is Satan in the flesh. And what does he mean, you're not going to do to me what you did to Martell and everybody else? What has she done to everybody else? Please, like, let me know what the hell is that supposed to mean, because this man has been terrible to her in the relationship, in the covenant that they made in marriage. And he's going to say, you're not going to do to me what you did to Martell? when everything that Martell has going on in his life, he did to himself. I felt that was a huge slap in the face. And because you're on a show that she created, if it wasn't for her, none of us would know who you are.
I'm like, you're not about to make me that. Every person that's cheated in the world, Martell's him. No, I'm not the representation for that. The thing that kind of bothered me about that situation was, Mel, if you were this concerned, you'd have came directly to me.
Yeah.
You want to disparage my character going from person to person to person to person to
Did she
person.
at least call you?
No.
My conversation for Melody was more around the implications and the insinuations and those kind of things. Why would you even come to that conclusion? She said we weren't going to talk about it. I was like, huh?
Well, I think that they've learned, right? Especially Martell. Martell does it a lot too. It's you don't actually need proof when an insinuation will do. I've given Mel so much grace over years.
Oh, yeah.
Because I understand that her dream wasn't to be this.
Yeah.
She's famous because of what you've done.
Mm-hmm.
What? Wow. She's famous because you treated her like shit in your marriage, so now she's famous. Absolutely not. Did people relate to her or feel for her or empathize with her or sympathize for the situation that she went through and also want to support her? Absolutely. But to give Martell credit for Melody being who she is today, I highly take offense to that. And I'm not even Melody. I'm not in their relationship. I don't have nothing to do with it. But that, I feel, was disgusting for him to say that.
I understand how important her image is to her. When she was introduced to this world that we're in right now, right? The very first day was called Don't Embarrass Me.
Yeah.
So the fact that she's been embarrassed, she's been hurt, and been projecting ever since. I haven't seen Mel in a long time.
Yeah.
Real Mel.
Okay.
Real Mel. All right? Not projected to the world Mel.
So he's calling Melody fake. I haven't seen the real Mel in a long time. And that's the problem that I have with people that are low vibrational like that. And I don't even like using the word low vibrational. Why in the world am I using that stormy, that stormy term that she started saying a couple of years ago? But because somebody has elevated, someone has grown, someone has matured, someone is not in the place that they used to be in, someone is not in the hurt that they grew out of, now they're fake now? For real? I can't stand people like that. It's like people who knew you when you were, say, in middle school or high school. They knew you when you were like 15 to 18 years old. And then now you're 35. And they say you're not the same. Well, I hope I'm not the same. I hope I'm not 35 and I'm acting like I was when I was 15 to 18 years old. And if I am, there's a problem. There's a deficiency there. And if you are still that way, then maybe you need to educate yourself, elevate, and grow up. Mature.
Right? Protecting my image Mel.
Yeah.
I'm saying real Mel, the not hurt Mel. The one that has like this bubbly spirit of love and all. I haven't seen that Mel in a long time. What I've seen is, I could use that tactical Mel.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. She tearing me up with that too. That Mel killing me. It gets difficult at times. Yep. You in that moment. And yeah.
You.
Child, it's ridiculous. I am so over these people. They really have a thing for Melody, and they cannot stand the fact that she has elevated above the show and above the actions that these people have taken in not only their own lives, but when it comes to her and her life, and choosing not to be in that space anymore. And I do feel a lot of it is some jealousy. There's some hurt because they feel the envy of her not really seeing it for them anymore like that. And kind of only still being in Huntsville because she doesn't have a choice because of the children. But I'm quite sure if she didn't have those children and she didn't have joint custody, she would be up out of there in a moment's notice. Because I'll never forget years ago at one of the reunions for one of the seasons, and she was behind the scenes. She was crying with her mom, and she was like, I really just don't even want to live in this place anymore, but I have to because of the court order. That's like her being trapped. So I guess she's like, yeah, I'll be damned if you're going to see me being how I was before I was going through all of the stuff that I'm going through. And Maurice is mad about it, okay? For him to sit and he knew this was all being filmed. He did it for a reason. He really wanted to go in on her for not just himself, but for his wife, Kimmy, too. To go in on her like that. And I didn't watch the show. I just saw a few of the clips from that last episode. But from what I've seen, she wasn't even on she wasn't on the episode. So it's like, and I guess when they film, they don't know who's going to be in which episodes or whatever. So I'm not even saying that they had a way of knowing that she wasn't going to be, in any of the scenes from that last episode. But how funny it is where it's like she isn't even on that episode, and a lot of the people were talking about her on that episode. But yeah, the deflection was real. He didn't say anything about what was insinuated or what was asked about me. Is just a flat out lie. It's not true. Next subject. No, he's talking about her and how she used to be and how she is now and she's fake and this and that and the other. And I was like, wow, am I listening to a male or female talk? I'm not saying that guys don't gossip, because they absolutely do, but that sounded like a freaking bitch conversation to me. And I'm just being honest, that's not even that's not even a joke. It really did sound like that. And I'm not even calling women bitches. I'm just saying, period, bitch, not a woman. That sounded like a bitch conversation to me. That's just my personal opinion. But I really want to know what you guys think, so you let me know your thoughts. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.